before I head home for the night. I'll be back tomorrow for our open day. Thought I'd show you how tree line 3 is coming along. So this is the tree line that we decided to avoid weeding. Put down plastic on either side rather than just here on the east side. So this was down with all the others, and then after the garlic we put down another sheet of plastic there. So we can see what that does in the middle, which is absolute kind of disaster when it comes to weeds, because those grasses are benefiting just as much as the trees which are planted there. Fortunately, because the plastic is on both sides, they're only well rooted there in the middle, nowhere else. So it's actually rather straightforward to remove the rhizomes and get something clean like this in order to put the currant bushes into. And we can see on a few of these spots how we have the biomass trees. Now we should have had a lot more, right? We had maple trees, we had other species that we had planted. Was it like 14 plant families were put in here by seed, some of which may still germinate at some point in the future, but the maples, for instance, and the oaks, they don't hang out in the soil. They germinate the next spring. So the oaks came up, but the maples came too early. So we can see that we've got our willows, we have some oak trees, and then we have a fruit tree here, it's a cherry, and the rhubarb companions. Here we've got a little guild, almost consortia, some people might say, with a black currant bush, willow, oak, and then these are volunteer viola, right? So here we have a low-herbaceous annual plant, which is a completely different plant family. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 plant families just in this little space. There's a little apricot looking pretty good. If it survives the winter, it and the other 3 that are in the field should do, sorry, there are 2 other ones in the field. We might actually get some apricots at some point in the future. So I thought I'd share that with you, just pulling the plastic back, weeding that central area, and putting in a currant bush. Once all the currants are in, just have a few more spots, about half a day's work still to finish this tree line. Then it's going to be getting in here, working on this east side of the bed, which is a lot more straightforward to pull those rhizomes out because they're, well, they also don't have any good root systems. It's just the exploratory roots. So they're pretty easy to just kind of fork them out and get them out. So that's what we're going to do here so that we can put garlic in the middle of October. Then when it comes to this tree line, that side is going to remain empty. We're going to leave that plastic down unless I, by some miracle, have time and the weather's good. Then I will work on that this autumn. But the intention is to leave that until spring to reduce the amount of work in this tree line. The other ones, we've already have a cover crop coming. Tree line 4 is a few weeks behind tree line 3, which is up here. It doesn't look like there's a cover crop actually, because that's the place where we have a second cover crop. But if we pan over and see if I can zoom in, and if it'll refocus there, yeah, you can see the honey flower starting to bloom. So there's a lot going on in here. Tomorrow we have the open day, and if you'd like to come out and visit and see what we're up to, then you're more than welcome. See some of you tomorrow.